Okay, kids. Uh, First dirt today. We got her set up, uh, air pressure wise. My biggest concern today is the nearly street tires. Um, I've heard at best lukewarm reviews on how the stock tires work, but got an air pressure adjustment. We're going to take our time, and hopefully in another month or so I'll have some proper adventure tires on this sucker. Let's hop on and go. All right, so we're gonna switch off the all the fancy electronics we paid all that money for. That seems funny. We pay all this money for these electronics, and we switch them off. Don't forget to buckle up the helmet here. Pay all this money for these fancy electronics, and when they are going to benefit us, or supposedly benefit us the most, we shut them off because we don't like them. So I'm shutting mine off. At some point here, I'm going to probably turn them back on just to see what they're like. But I kind of want to make it as close to the V-Strom as I possibly could. Well, I would like to welcome a couple of guests that are riding along with me electronically today through the spot. They're tracking my tracks today. First is Mom. Hi, Mom. And second is Vegas Romaniac. He's over there in Las Vegas sweating like a pig, and probably sitting inside in the air conditioning today, watching TV or YouTube with his beagle. And he was interested in a spot, so I sent him along the link to follow. So you can see how the share page works. So I want to do a couple different kinds of roads today, and first one was a little desert, seeing as how that was right next to me. And one of my favorite desert roads is the back way to Yarnell. There's a ghost town of Stanton. It's a mining club's RV park right now, and I think I pointed that out before. And I gotta see if I can't get permission to get in there, because there's a good story and some pretty well preserved buildings. Yeah, one of the reasons I picked this road is the run up to it's nice, open, flat, fairly well maintained. Dirt gravel road. And it gets progressively, I wouldn't say harder, but you get bumps and less maintained as you go along, which kind of progressed me into, which is hopefully going to progress me into getting used to this bike. a lot easier. And if you're in Arizona or around Arizona, um, and you're taking your first ADV big bike ride off-road, or you've got your brand new bike like I do today and you want to get used to it, this is probably the perfect road to do that on. You start out down in Congress, just north of Congress, and this thing will take you up along a county road, and then this is the stage road between Stanton and Yarnell. It gets a little bit, I mean, it's washed out right now because we've had some storms over the, we've had some storms over the last week. But there's a little bit of sand, just enough to kind of give you that feeling of how it's going to go. Bumpy rockiness, and we're going to have some steep uphill here pretty quick, some switchbacks, pretty gentle switchbacks. I was thinking we're going to have a water crossing down here. That almost regularly, I wouldn't say always, but regularly has water in it. And we're only a couple days removed from a pretty good sized storm. All right there, Mrs. Cow. I'm not here to be your personal trainer. You need to get the heck out of the way. There you go, sweetie. All righty. Yeah, I love this climb out of the desert up into the kind of what I call prairie. It's like chaparral and grassland, and but not meaning this anything like a review or nothing like that. I'm just kind of, maybe instead of taking you on a history ride or a scenic ride, I'm just kind of explaining to you what I'm going through on my first dirt ride. And I don't mean to be comparing this to the V-Strom or anything. So observations. Speaking of observations, that's where we came from. There's a road we came up on. Very pretty little valley there. But observations, this thing is just stinking awesome with the smooth power and the WP suspension. I had to hold back a little bit. I'd look down and I would be doing 50, which I wanted to keep it around 35 because just I was worried about the tires suddenly giving up in the center of a corner or something. But stable. Can't believe it. Smooth power delivery does a whole lot for you. And even the tires aren't that bad. I didn't have one real slip or anything, just once scared me a little bit. And the other thing that is notable too is the lack of plastic jiggling. The V-Strom, when I went down a washboard road or a gravel road, it sounded like a pickup truck full of box end wrenches. And it would settle itself out after a little bit, but this is the plastics bodywork on this is nice and quiet, just right. I'm going to pull in here and get set up for a little bit of pavement and get on to the next piece of dirt. Okay, well, first leg was desert, and we ended up in high desert or prairie almost, and that was Yarnell. We've traveled about 70 miles from Yarnell, and I refrained from recording any pavement action, even though it was awesome pavement. We are on dirt number 2 for today. We are out in the Arizona Prairie. You can see our primitive road sign there. I don't know if this is officially prairie, but it's what I call Arizona Prairie. It's grassy, landy type stuff. And we're going to head over to a little ghost town. We're on Dugas Road, heading for Dugas. So I've set up the bike. Last time down in the desert, I just shut everything off. I shut off traction control and I shut off ABS, and it worked out really well. So what I've done now is and down there I put it in off-road map. So on the XCX, you can select your map, and then you can select ABS in whatever mode, rain, sport, road, off-road, that you want, or you can shut it completely off. And it gives you a selection for each of those. So you select your map, you select your ABS, and you select your traction control. So I'm letting the computer control all that for me on this portion. This is not a terribly challenging road. It's mostly just gravelly, dirty type stuff, a little washboardy. Some places it gets a little washed out, but I don't know what that looks like today. But today, at this portion, I am running off-road map with traction control on off-road mode and ABS on off-road mode. So there's some diminished response to both of those. So we'll see how that works, see how the bike rides for me. So neither the traction control or the ABS seem to be very intrusive. I was just whipping along the some of these sweepers at about 35 to 45 miles an hour, and didn't really seem to do much. I could see the lights when you have them in this off-road mode. ABS and traction control blink instead of just remaining on when you have them off. And then when they activate, the little light comes on. You can see the light coming on, and it didn't bother me at all. It didn't. I don't know that it did anything. I'm not too heavy-handed on the throttle, so I don't break loose a lot. And I am being careful because while these tires have really acted very well this little outing, I'm still concerned that at some inopportune moment they would break loose and cause me problems. So Dugas, while it's kind of a ghost town, it's more of a longtime family ranch, and family still lives here. Some of them have modern accommodations. I'm not sure if the ghost town buildings are still occupied, but they are definitely in ghost town shape. And, they're right around the corner here. All right, I'm a little concerned about this water crossing. It's horribly muddy, so I can't see where the rocks are. That's not bad. I've come through there with after a storm like it's been, and have had issues. So we just rolled through Dugas. You have to be quick. And I wasn't. We'll catch it on the way back here. All this, this is back in Dugas here, and can't go into any of these places. Like I said, I don't know if these are occupied or not, but there are private property and they're posted, and I don't want to bother anybody. But it's a cool little spot, kind of neat to ride through. Head back through our water crossing here. Oop. Well, the temperature right now is about 101, so I need to go get some elevation. We're only at about 4,000, 5,000 feet, something like that right now. Little toasty. Well, it looks like the clouds are getting together, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Hopefully not rain. Well, contrary to postings and stuff like that, maybe I'm just crazy, the electronics were kind of neutral for me. They weren't as intrusive as everybody talks about. Haven't been able to bring myself to slam the brakes on to find out what the ABS does, but I don't see any problem with having the electronics on. Like I said, I haven't had a real hard traction control hit or an ABS hit, but then again, I'm not going 70 down this dirt road, and I'm not usually terribly ham-fisted. I don't need to grab a gob of throttle on the way out every corner, although that can be fun. And the other thing is, a lot of these computer-controlled riding systems for all these bikes seem to have an issue when you shut them off. They go back to whatever default settings. Now, when you shut the motor off on this, it'll stay in whatever mode you've put it in, and the ABS and traction control will stay off. I assume when you shut the key off, then it defaults back, but the few minutes that I stop for water or adjust cameras or whatever, I can just leave the key on, and then I don't have to fiddle with it. And it's not that it's that hard either. Once you get into the menus, it's pretty easy to shut that stuff off, but it makes it fiddly. Okay, well, we are going to head on to our next little bit of dirt. I think it's around 50-60 miles up the road. Well, we've traveled about another 70 miles, and we've got on top of the Mogollon Rim. And now we're in the forest, so we've done desert, prairie, forest. We've got a trifecta of dirt going on here. So we're headed to Stoneman Lake. This isn't really Stoneman Lake Road, but it'll get us there. And we're gonna have some fun in the forest now. Just hope it don't rain on me. I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but in spots and for decent stretches, it's mud rutty. And bike's just soaking it right up. Fun. Can't wait to get some knobbies on this thing. With the basically street tires that are on it right now, which have been very impressive today. They're less aggressive than the Shinko 705s, and they're performing almost as well. So I'm not in as much of a hurry to put knobbies on this in the form of Shinko 805s or one of the ones that are out there, Kenda Big Blocks or something like that. Then I would probably fear not going anywhere. I was just messing around on a little side trail, and she got a little squirrely in the mud because there's nothing to shed the mud off of. It's even doing well on that embedded gravel. Can't say enough for this WP suspension. I am psyched that I spent the extra money to get the model with the WP suspension on there. Just makes everything work so much better, especially on a big bike like this. Keep flirting with mud here. That's my biggest concern, because while it's been handling and eating up everything I throw at it today with no issues, granted I'm being very conservative, I don't think I'd be making it through the mud. There's about 50 miles an hour on a dirt road. I don't want to catch these muddy ruts at 50 though. Well, we're on Stoneman Lake Road proper now, and I'm going to swing by Stoneman Lake here pretty quick. If it's not pouring rain, maybe we'll go down to the lake, and the lake is kind of in quotation marks. You'll see when we get there, or maybe we'll just do the overlook if it is raining or I'm running late or whatever. Right on this next corner here is the Stoneman Lake overlook. There's a nice little picnic area here and stuff. I know, it looks like a meadow. There's no water in it. But right behind there, we're gonna head down the hill and take a look. This little road will take us down there. There used to be a B&B down here. I don't know if it's been converted back into a private residence or what. Plus there's a bunch of other private homes down here. Where we're going is what used to be a little boat launch place and a picnic area. So I guess it's just a picnic area now. Of course, you guys are on the wrong side of my head. Retro, it's looking a little muddy down there. So this is Stoneman Lake, kind of a marsh, grasslandy kind of area at this point. Used to have like seasonal water in it or something like that. So there'd be like kind of a lake here for uh, most of the year anyway, and dried up, not enough runoff, something like that. Who knows? But anyway, fun day today. We rode in the desert, we rode in the prairie, and we rode in the forest. Super happy with the bike for the first dirt on my Tiger. Um, no fears on tires, although definitely could use some improvement to instill some confidence. I definitely want to get some knobbies and soaked up everything that I threw at it today, even some areas that I wasn't going to get too difficult, if you will. Not that it was very difficult, but even handled that very well. The WP suspension is awesome, awesome, awesome. Soaked up everything today. Bike is stable, handled well, good fuel mileage. The electronics were easy to use, so I am very happy. Um, so cool stuff, cool stuff. Well, it seems like this bike is gonna drop right into the slot that I thought it would, especially with a few more tweaks here and there, modification wise. Originally thought about buying an 1190, and I hesitated. There was a holdover and a decent price on it. I couldn't get them to where I wanted them, and it was not enough of a difference between the V-Strom and the 1190, which I'm sure there is once you ride it, but visually and sitting on it, there wasn't enough difference between the V-Strom and the base model 1190 Adventure to make me want to buy a new bike. And I had also thought about purchasing a 690 Enduro, and really stood by one for a good 20 minutes looking at it, and there wasn't enough difference between that and the WR to make me buy it. And I don't mean that in a comparative way. I just mean you've got two bikes that would be pretty much dirt bikes, and I'm looking for something different with enough of a margin of difference. So I wanted something between a 690 and a base model 1190, and I think that's what I've got. Nice light bike, stable, usable power, and feels small and handles well. All the monitored amenities that you want, and yeah, I think it worked out good. So time will tell. Time will tell. I can't wait to get this thing out on some trails. It's going to be fun. Well, thanks for watching my videos. Appreciate you taking your time to watch this video. Please comment, subscribe, like, and share. Adios.